This is the Daily Dirty.
The Daily Dirty. Breaking pop culture news, influencer drama, and everything in between.
Daily Dirty.
On Unwell On Air.
Welcome to the Daily Dirty. I'm Seqouia Holmes.
I'm Fiona Shea.
I'm Hannah Kosh.
And I'm Grace O'Malley.
Yeah.
Coming and swinging.
Grace almost knocked over her coffee. She was so excited.
But a good save.
Jazzed.
Good save.
Welcome, Grace O'Malley. Grace has her very own Unwell podcast called Disgraceful. I'm sure you guys have heard of it by now. She's a stand-up comedian. She even has a show in LA tonight at the Hollywood Improv.
I do. Thank you so much for the promo, ladies.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Thank
yeah.
you for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm pumped.
Are you excited to be in LA? How are you doing?
I am. LA's a little different for me. I don't really fit in here, but it's always fun. I say LA is fun heaven. No, sorry, shitty heaven.
Shitty heaven.
And New York is fun hell.
It's
Yes.
fun house.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah.
It's accurate.
Yeah.
Holds up.
I said that the other day. Someone was like, "Did you make that up?" I'm like, "No, people say that."
Like, I
thing.
swear whoever they is have said it before.
Right.
How do you guys, as Cali girls, Hannah is from San Diego and Sequoia is from Long Beach, how do you think that holds up? That LA is beautiful hell? Yeah? Shitty hell?
Shitty heaven.
Shitty
Oh,
heaven.
sorry.
LA is shitty heaven. New York
Shitty
is
heaven.
fun hell. And I wholeheartedly agree. Could not agree more.
I think
personally.
it's fair to say,
Very
too,
fair.
because you both get you're shitting on both.
Right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Yeah.
Exactly. And San Diego is like actual heaven.
True.
So then you come up here a couple hours and you're like, okay, I get
You
it.
know
This
what?
is like shitty heaven.
I agree with that. And Connecticut is actually hell. No, I'm just kidding. Connecticut's a nice place to be.
I'm doing shows in La Jolla this weekend.
I saw that. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. Have you been down there before?
I heard it's beautiful. I'm
Oh,
so
it's the best.
excited.
Are you going to the Comedy Store?
I am, yeah.
Oh, that venue is it's so fun. It's so nice. It's like intimate, but also like not just like 10 people sitting there. So
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm excited.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of famous comedians hit the La Jolla Comedy Store because I used to live in San Diego before
Yep.
I moved up to LA.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
like a pretty infamous spot for at least San Diego comedy, right, Hannah?
totally. And I feel like it does get pretty big
It gets
names
big
coming
names,
through.
yeah.
So.
That's exciting.
Whitney Cummings just told me she usually goes there before she shoots a special.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
that's
Oh,
awesome.
really?
Her whole
Nice.
club, yeah.
That's cool.
Cool stuff.
And
What is
Whitney's
that?
kind of like a mentor for
Oh,
you,
100%.
right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Whitney. So I always, she rocks. She's got a special place in my heart.
How did you two first connect? Because I know you went on tour with her, right?
Yeah. So I had her on Plan Brie, and I was so nervous. I was so nervous to talk to her, and like the easiest job in the world, you have to talk for an hour. I couldn't do it. I was like, "You're beautiful." She's like, "Okay, thank you." And then she asked me to go on tour with her on the podcast. And,
Wow.
Yeah, and
You're like,
I
yes.
thought she was fucking with me. She's like, "Why would I fuck with you like that?"
That would be a horrible way to fuck with somebody.
Like, don't take it back, please. I'm coming.
But without her saying that and like putting the fire under my ass, I wouldn't have done stand up full time. So
Wow.
yeah, it's
Yes.
really cool.
So she caught wind that you were like really starting to dip your toes into stand up, and she was like, you should kind of rip the Band-Aid off and come with me and do shows.
Yeah, she's like, the only way you're gonna do it is if you have to do it.
Yeah.
So I'll see you in the fall. And at this time it was like February. I was like, okay. Yeah, we're doing it.
I love someone who like believes in you so hard.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's
that
so
they like push
huge.
you out of your comfort zone.
Especially like women supporting women. It's like it's a little cliche, but it's like it's a beautiful thing. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, she didn't have to do that.
Totally.
So.
Especially with someone who is interested in the same thing that she's doing, right? Like she's a
Yeah.
comedian. So
Yeah.
to not fear like, oh, Grace is going to steal my fans. She's going to become more popular than me on social media. Like being like, no, making you better is like actually brings me joy.
Yeah, it's bring everyone up all at the same time. I think I do a segment on my show called Shout Out, where you just get to shout out whoever you want to shout out at the time, because I think everyone deserves their flowers, you know?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a good prep for if you ever win an award.
That's bad.
Because I have comedians on, and you can with comedians you can win for your special now. So it's cool stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at you looking out for everybody.
Yeah, come on,
I
man.
love that.
Practice your acceptance speech. Cool. So very exciting that you have the show tonight. I guess we also should mention big news in the world today. New Pope, the conclave.
New Pope.
New
conclave
Pope. New Pope just dropped.
Yeah, New Pope just dropped. Woke up this morning. There was white smoke. And so it was like, when's he coming out? And it took kind of a long time for it to be officially announced. But
Probably
we
had
have
to get his beat together. Probably had to, like, get his skincare right before he was willing to put his face.
He's like, I'm not
100%
gonna
out
step
there.
out of there fucking oily for my first
You
debut
know,
as Pope.
he's matte as hell. I know they powdered that man's face. Yeah,
You can tell.
I can see the powder.
I mean, he's coming out onto the world stage. 1.4 billion Roman Catholics, okay, under the Catholic
Sheesh.
Church.
That's
this is
crazy.
the first
Where do they get that stat?
New York Times, baby.
Because I'm Catholic, but like, am I?
Yeah.
Are they including?
Are they counting Grace O'Malley and Fiona Shea? I don't know.
I like to say a shopping cart Catholic, where you get to pick and choose what you want to put in your Catholic basket, and be like, "Okay, I'm done, thank you."
I unsubscribed.
You said no, I'm done. I don't want any of it.
I'm good.
I
Don't
hope.
send me those
Yeah,
emails.
I don't know if I'm counted in this number, but this is the first not only American Pope, but North American Pope. There also hasn't been an English-speaking Pope since the 12th century.
What?
Yup, isn't that crazy? I read that.
Did
long
they
time
speak
ago.
English in the 12th century?
That's
Clearly.
Old
I'm calling-
English.
That's
I'm
great.
calling
They're
it
a different language entirely, honestly.
You ever read Shakespeare? I don't
Right.
know
That's what the hell they were
Yeah.
seeking.
Pope Francis. Sorry, his first name is Robert Francis Prevost. He's going by Leo the 14th.
Pope Leo the 14th.
And my father, who is big Boston Irish Catholic guy, his name is Robert Francis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I know
he's
5 of
feeling-
those.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you know a lot of
Yeah.
Bobby.
Bobs.
Bobby.
And so he is celebrating today.
Nice. Yes, because another Bob is now.
Yeah.
Pope. We
I
love
didn't
it.
know that you got to pick your name,
Me neither.
and also you just picked Leo. You said, "Okay, I'm just gonna."
Right.
Leo the 14th, not an orig. Like, I think if I had the opportunity to pick my name, I'd want to be the first.
I think
right?
you have to pick a saint, though.
Oh,
You do have to pick a saint.
I think, yeah.
Oh.
But there are some saints with really cool names, like Saint Blaise.
Stop it.
I bet there's
Saint
been no
Blase.
Pope
Let's
Blaise.
fucking find out.
You do have more options than just like the basic names, but maybe they're choosing it for some sort of symbolic meaning.
Well, as a
Instead of just
Catholic-
being like Blaze would be cool.
Right.
I think he's the I believe that he's the saint of like singing or voices.
Oh,
Yeah, something like that.
that's so fun.
Oh.
So, as a Catholic girly, both of you, I guess, what would your Pope name be?
Well, I was gonna do Blaze, which was
Yes.
which was a confirmation name. When you get confirmed in the Catholic Church, you have to take a confirmation name, which I
Oh.
think similarly is a saint's name.
I think it's a saint's name
Yeah,
as
it is.
well.
And I did Francis because my mom told me to. Because she was like, your father's middle name and your grandfather's name. So I did that.
Got
so
it. Okay.
I'm kind of basic.
That's
I
that's
dropped
okay.
out of CCD.
You said I'm not going to this shit anymore.
We moved and my mom didn't ask me about it, and I was like, all right, I think I'm good. Like, I don't have to do it anymore.
she forgot to re-enroll.
Yeah.
Did you live in Boston your whole life growing up, Grace?
I grew up, so I say Boston because it's easier, but I
Yeah.
actually grew up in like the suburbs of Boston.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Rockland, Massachusetts. Shout out, put it on the map.
Nice.
Hey.
It
Put
sounds
on
like
for
a
your
fake
city.
name. Rockland. It sounds like one of those like Disney High, like Rockland High.
True.
Yeah.
And you live in New York these days, right?
Yes,
Or are you
yeah.
living in Boston?
I'm in
Okay,
New
nice.
York, yeah.
Cool. Very
Good stuff.
exciting.
I need to tell you guys because last night I went to an event and Emily Osment was there, and she was the like most beautiful person in real life I've seen in a really long time.
Oh.
And I was just like so impressed. And then I go on TikTok afterwards, and she's like doing a viral interview also about the Disney Channel games because Nick Jonas recently said that the Disney Channel games were like Love Island, and she was like, absolutely fucking not.
I mean, to be fair, if you're Nick Jonas, it's probably like Love Island. And different experiences.
Yeah, this makes me think of like, you know, like you go to the same thing with someone, they're like, I had so much fun. All those guys were trying to buy me drinks. It was amazing. And I'm like, I didn't have that experience.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Oh.
that sketch with I'm trying to think of her name off the top of my Kate McKinnon, where they get home from the spaceship after being abducted.
Yes,
And, like
yes,
it was
yes.
beautiful. It was magic. She's like, yeah, for me it was a little different.
Very
That
much.
is such a good one. Yeah, exactly. For Nick Jonas, bitches are lined up at Disney Channel games.
To this day. Yeah. Actually.
like this.
3 of them sitting right here.
Yeah, we'd be
Actually.
we'd be
Right.
front and center, ready to go.
Right.
I saw, this is kind of random, but speaking of Nick Jonas, a clip from a Miley Cyrus concert. I guess it was like a thread of iconic Miley Cyrus moments, like in anticipation for her new album. She was performing recently, and someone in the crowd had a sign that said "fuck Nick Jonas" because obviously historically,
Oh my God.
big relationship.
Yeah.
Big
What was her
Disney-
song? Seven
Disney
things.
Things.
7 things that was about Nick?
Yep.
Oh, that was about Nick?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine Hearing that song, 7 things I hate about you. Right. You could have stopped at 5.
Like 7.
That's gotta hurt.
Yep.
And she yelled it out. She said, "Fuck Nick Jonas," and she goes, I didn't say it. They
They
had it
said
on the
it."
sign. I didn't say it," and it was so funny. I feel like that was probably a Disney Channel Games big hot relationship.
yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, and when they broke up and you had to like, go back and see each other, like that, you're like, oh fuck, I have to go see Nick Jonas.
that
they
was
on
like
tour
always
together?
happening. Yes. Remember when Joe and Demi were also on tour together and they had to perform? It was like on a Christmas parade or something, and they had just broken up. And
Joe
they
and
did
Demi
not.
Lovato?
Yes,
Yeah.
for Camp Rock, and they did not look at each other during the performance. Like it was very much just
It was
stay
like
over there,
some-
do your fucking job. Don't talk to me.
Some
This is real, this is
Fleetwood
me.
Mac shit.
Like,
Oh,
have you ever seen the clip of Halsey and G-Eazy? They had to do the
No.
Today Show together, and she had just found out that he cheated on her.
Oh, no.
And he's like trying to be all romantic. She's like, "Fuck it."
Away from me. Not mad at it. Getting into today's stories, a teen mom star throws a divorce party at a New York strip club. A former Bachelor star is not the father. In a discussion on the Cut article, I can't afford to hang out with my friends anymore. Plus, a very special table read Thursday with our guest, Grace O'Malley. But first, the Golden Globes have added a surprising category.
Yeah, so the Golden Globes announced that their new category for the award show in 2026 will be Best Podcast,
Ooh.
which is fun. We get to talk to our podcaster professional here about this.
Well, I think our boss will be up for the running. I think she'll definitely throw her hat into the
Very
ring.
fucking
I-
likely.
I'm never gonna touch that probably. I just had Noel Miller on my podcast yesterday, and we were talking about this because it just came out. And I go, "What do you think about that?" He goes, "It's just bad. It's just not good." Because
Really?
picture a lot of these podcast people on a red carpet being like, "My shit does not stink."
That's
The award, like the speeches they'll give,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. It'll be, but not Alex. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to group those two things separately. Two discussions.
absolutely separately to discussion.
But to your point, it seems like they've stated, the Golden Globes, that the top 25 podcasts will qualify for consideration. We still don't quite know what that means, considering Spotify charts are different than Apple charts. Like, we don't really know how they're going to decide what the actual top 25 are. And then a 6 final will go into the nominations for the category.
6. Wow.
Yeah.
okay,
A
so
total of 6 final nominations for the category, which makes sense because at award shows, it's only like
Yeah.
6 that are actually like announced at the ceremony.
Well, I guess what stresses me out about this, and this is something that I encountered with the Ambies, with the Webbies as well. Ambies is the podcasting award body, whatever it's called.
Okay.
They don't separate it by category well enough.
Yeah.
So I have a podcast that is unscripted. It's not an interview podcast.
Okay.
It's not a scripted podcast. It is an unscripted podcast. So while I was nominated for an Ambie, I was nominated up against a very scripted podcast that had won like some ridiculous award, like Tribeca. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why would we be in the same category? That does not make any sense. So for this one, I'm like, are you guys just doing podcasts, period? So it can be any genre of podcast, any type of thing, because it's always going to go to the scripted, most produced, best piece of work in that way, as opposed to the best podcast, if that makes sense.
That's a
First,
good
I
point.
want to say congrats on even being nominated. That's
Thank
sick.
you.
That's a really cool thing.
I won
Yes.
the Webby though.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
You did?
That's
did.
awesome. That's huge.
Did
That
not
is
win
so
the
cool.
Ambie, but I was sad because the Webby doesn't let you make a speech unless you're like a big enough person. But the Ambies did, and I was in that fucking.
You're like, I'm so fucking close.
I wanted to get up there and say my speech so damn bad. But
What
I did not.
category did you win for?
Best interview was the interview with Haley Williams.
So cool.
That's huge.
That's phenomenal.
Mhm. Thank you.
And they don't let you give a speech.
No,
They
they
just
were
come.
like, "Not you, bitch."
Like,
You
oh yeah,
can't talk.
no, actually sit down.
Right. In fact, they were like, "You can pay for a ticket to come if you want."
No shit.
Yes. I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
kind of
"Okay,
crazy.
Well, won't be present.
That's crazy.
Appreciate you.
It's
That's
seeming
nuts.
like here, it's not based on categories. They're letting podcasts into the Golden Globes, but they're not given scripted, unscripted interview drama. Not quite yet. But with the direction that podcasting is taking, who's to say that maybe they don't continue to add categories?
I hope so.
I also feel like it's nice to see traditional media evolve in this way, because I feel like some of the old school award shows and legacy companies are so stuck in kind of a bubble in a box that it's nice that they are including podcasts in this. That shows a little bit of growth.
When you see your favorite celebrity on a podcast, it's because they're doing a press tour instead of doing traditional television.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so it just would make sense to be up with the times.
Yep.
It is crazy with because you could have crime and comedy go hand in hand in the same category. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make
And then
any
you
sense.
throw in
But it's
Call Her
nice.
Daddy and Joe Rogan, and you're
Right.
like, what the fuck is going
Very
on?
much, right? And then you have like the telepathy tapes, which is an incredible docu-series type podcast, and it's like about autistic people and their ability to read minds. You guys, if you have not listened to that fucking podcast, do it today.
Ooh.
Okay, listen
Yeah,
to
it's
that.
really cool.
Blew my entire worldview wide open.
Shit.
But you have something like that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, and also Joe Rogan. What's happening?
How do we
Like,
even
what-
compare these?
I want to
do
see
that?
whoever's nominated for like all 25 that they pick. I want to see that group picture. I want to see all those people in the same room. I think it'd be funny.
Iconic.
Class
actually.
2025 class picture.
And loud. Just nobody shutting the hell up.
Yeah.
This is going to encourage, you know how online there's that joke that's like men need to stop buying podcast equipment and like go, you know, build a house or whatever.
Oh, no.
I feel like this is encouraging everyone who is in the space, which is exciting because it's like, wow, this is a really legitimate award. It's also encouraging those people.
Please.
I'm with the majority of not everybody needs a
a
podcast,
podcast.
dude.
No.
I've seen some clips. I'm like, what are we doing?
What the fuck was that?
What are we doing?
Very much.
Even the level of production, sometimes I'm like, this is the highest quality to let you talk? Are you kidding me?
It is wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll get to see. It's 2026, right? So
Yeah.
next year's Golden Globes?
Yes.
Okay, so that'll be interesting.
In the meantime, Jenelle Evans threw a divorce party at a strip club. Do y'all remember Jenelle? She was from Teen Mom 2 and 16 and Pregnant.
I couldn't forget these people if I tried.
Right? Same. They're seared into my fucking brain. I was like around 16 when 16 and Pregnant came out, so these are like my peers.
What came first?
16 and Pregnant.
Okay,
and then Teen
gotcha.
Mom.
Yeah.
Why were they so obsessed with high schoolers getting fucking pregnant in the 2000s? Like, we had Glee, we had Secret Life of the American Teenagers, we had Teen Mom. It was
Whoa.
all about girls, like, in high school getting pregnant, right?
Oh, yes.
We were kind of bombarded with, like, that.
Well,
I
we
didn't
did,
even
like,
talk to boys, and I was scared that I was going to get pregnant from these fucking shows.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, was this like shame-based purity culture type shit that we actually were in at the time?
Do you remember in Glee when she got pregnant from the hot tub?
Of course.
Yes.
I literally was paranoid
Stop
about being
it.
in hot tubs.
No, literally.
Men when I
Stop
was a teenager.
it.
I'm still paranoid about the hot tub pregnancy from that. Yeah, that was kind of like fucked up. Like, we were all confused as hell about the Glee plot line with that.
Ryan Murphy was like, I don't give a fuck.
Glee
She's
took some
getting-
crazy roads.
Some liberties.
So anyways, Jenelle just got a divorce. She has 3 kids, right?
Yep.
3 different baby daddies.
Yep.
She got divorced from her most recent husband, and she's celebrating at the strip club in New York.
Oh, she hasn't even had the party yet. It's Thursday, June 12th.
Oh, I'll be able to make it.
No, but literally.
Thank God.
Yes.
There's the
Perfect.
invite.
I already had FOMO, so this will be awesome. What strip club is it at? Is it my favorite
Right.
one? Is it at Sapphires?
Does that say Spearmint Temptation? I can't
I
read
think
that
so.
damn far, but
Oh, it's in the
yeah.
Hamptons. Is that what it says?
In the Hamptons? I don't know.
I can't read.
But it has a guest list, you guys. Like, this is an event. I thought this was a
It's
little
in Manhattan.
party.
Spearmint Rhino.
Spearmint
Oh, okay.
Rhino.
Have you
I
been
haven't
there?
been to that one yet. No.
Spearmint Rhino.
That does not sound like
For
a
a
fun strip
strip
club.
club?
Sounds like a male strip club to me.
Oh, maybe it is.
Yeah, that sounds
Rhino.
and if it's a woman's strip club, it sounds unsafe.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
they
lie.
didn't specify that too
Yeah.
much. Does anybody have fun at male strip clubs? Sorry.
I've never been to one.
I
I
don't want
haven't
junk in my face like
either, but I did have fun at Magic Mike.
that. Okay.
Okay.
It was really fun.
In Vegas?
In Vegas.
Yeah.
So that's my closest encounter.
Okay.
A lot of the Magic Mike guys, they're gay.
Yeah, I know it's sad.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
care about us.
Oh, yeah, it's really funny. They're pulling a fast one on all these Midwestern women. It's really good stuff to me. I think it's hilarious.
I agree. Oh, Janelle's party is at a female strip club.
Oh.
And it's called Peppermint Rhino?
Spearmint
Rhino. I
Listen.
don't like those 2 words together.
At all.
Yeah, I don't. It adds some kind of ambiance that I'm not really.
Yeah.
But Sapphires, that's a good one. That's a
Sapphires.
good
Sapphires
strip
are
club. I
great.
used to go every Sunday.
Wow.
Every
That's-
Sunday specifically at that.
We'd go out and be like, Sapphires
Yeah,
again.
Sapphires.
We called it church.
That was every
On the Lord's Day.
It was a lot of fun. I was messed up back then.
How long ago was this?
I was 23. Things are so different now.
She's 24. I'm
26
joking.
now. It's not that different.
Frontal lobe has developed.
Yeah, it has
It's
though.
clocked
So now we only go on Tuesdays, not Sundays.
Yeah, I love a Tuesday.
Titty
dude.
Tuesday. As
See?
we
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
But yeah, she's calling this party I did, I'm done. She said, I've survived chaos, heartbreak, betrayal, and years of public drama, but I'm still standing stronger than ever. This divorce is my official reset button, and I'm throwing a massive celebration to mark the start of me finally living life on my own terms.
Woohoo. Congratulations.
I love the empowerment. Also, just it's open to the public, right? You can buy a ticket.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
or you can get on the guest list.
It's a cash grab.
Oh.
That's what I was like.
I mean, that's
is
a paid appearance.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Is she getting sponsored for this?
100%. This is
That flyer
She's a
really
flyer.
did make me think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I'm like, why is there a flyer for your divorce?
I mean,
party?
divorces are expensive, so she
Yeah,
might need
that's
to be
true.
like, "How we gonna make this cash
That's
back real
true.
quick?"
Yes. So Evans is the one that filed for separation. Oh, is it Jenelle Evans? That is her. Just kidding. LOL.
yeah, no, Chris Evans.
right. I'm like, damn, she was married to an Evans. But she filed for separation from her man February 2024, 6 years after they got married.
Oh,
So they were together for a minute.
yeah. Because I was curious if this was the same guy from the show, and it's not. But they had been together. I guess the show was a really long time ago.
It was a really long time ago.
Don't think about how long ago it
It was like 15 years ago. Like,
Oh shit.
That's insane.
Is the kid 15?
ooh, how old is her
That's
oldest
wild.
kid? Janelle Evans,
Yeah, he's
oldest kid.
15 years old.
Oh,
Chase.
wow.
You nailed that too.
Wow.
See, you were up to date. With
I was.
15
Me and
months.
Janelle, we right here.
What do you guys think about like divorce parties? I've been seeing that conversation online a little bit, and even like Emily Ratajkowski, the model, when she got divorced, she like split her engagement ring into two and now wears the diamonds as two different rings and calls it like her divorce ring.
Oh,
I
okay.
like that.
She
Yeah.
must have had a big ass diamond.
She did. It was two
Massive.
diamonds together.
Yeah.
That's not something everybody can
Can
do.
do.
Yeah. It's like, we should be doing this more.
That wouldn't work for me.
Yeah, I'm like, I want a divorce ring. Hold on. Hold the damn phone. Yeah, but I feel like people are kind of celebrating, especially if the marriage or relationship is toxic.
Yeah.
That they're
Yeah.
like, wow, I'm starting a new chapter. Like, fuck this dude. I'm out of here. On to bigger and better. And actually kind of like going on trips or throwing parties or buying jewelry, which I'm kind of all for.
Same.
Yeah, I had an old coworker, and she was probably early 30s and had gotten a divorce, and it wasn't like toxic, horrible, abusive marriage by any means. So I feel like that might play a different factor. But she and her friends went to Mexico and did like a long weekend, and we're like, we did it for a bachelorette party, so like we might as well do it to end it, to celebrate the end of it as well. I was
Yeah.
like, I'll take any excuse for a girls' trip.
Right?
Yeah, I love that.
Let's go to Mexico. We getting together. We splitting up.
Yeah.
Like, I'll find a reason.
I feel like the divorce party is a lot more fun. I don't know why. It's like you're celebrating freedom.
Single now.
Yeah.
A lot more debauchery probably
Sounds
takes
good,
place
yeah.
at the divorce party, I'm sure.
For sure. You got to be a little careful with the liquor at the divorce party.
A little bit.
We're like, don't call him.
Right.
Definitely don't.
But we've all talked about this before. People celebrate weddings so deeply that often people feel like that's the time when they're most celebrated in their lives, when
Yes.
they're getting married. So why not try to make divorce parties a thing?
And sorry, like, not to be rude, but I'm starting to realize that
Here we go.
I'm starting to realize that you have to get people a bridal shower gift and a wedding gift.
Who said that?
And sometimes an engagement gift.
And an engagement gift. Did you know that, Sequoia?
the expectations are fucking ridiculous.
It's out of control.
The standard is, which this is unbeknownst to me, but I'm just finding out that like even if you are invited to someone's bridal shower, even if you can't go, you send them a gift.
If I'm going to your wedding, I'm not sending you a fucking bridal shower gift. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, I'm so happy that you're
I'm
like
not doing that.
Okay.
Are you guys okay?
right, isn't
Well,
that
like,
crazy?
especially if you're a bridesmaid, is what gets me. I'm like, you spend so much money as a bridesmaid, and then you want me to get you a fucking present? No,
I'll make you something.
my presence is your present.
Very much. Period.
Yeah.
I mean that. Actually.
I knew I would bring this up to you guys, especially Sequoia,
Yeah.
and I was like, I know she doesn't subscribe to this like
No.
unwritten rule.
No.
All right.
that's
Well, you're
fucking
validating
sad. I don't
me.
even know if I didn't have an engagement party. I don't know if I'm having a bridal party. I'm not having a wedding party in general.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Like I'm not having girlies in my wedding.
Okay.
So that's it. Anyways, stay with us. We're taking a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a crazy story involving a former Bachelor. An Arizona woman has been indicted after faking a pregnancy with Bachelor star Clayton Echard.
Okay, this story is crazy, you guys, and there's a lot of layers because it's been going on for a little while now. But Clayton was on part of Bachelor Nation. He was on the show with Gabby Windey. And Laura Owens, who is another woman, sought a paternity case after Clayton, and this all happened in Scottsdale. She was insisting that he was the father of her twins.
Okay.
And turns out she was making this whole story up.
Wow. Don't let Maury get a hold of this one.
No, literally, it feels like this should be on an episode of Maury.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have just really settled this with a DNA test, like really quick. I don't know.
Or a pregnancy test.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She wasn't even pregnant. Yeah, that's the part.
Even pregnant?
No, isn't that the whole thing?
Yeah, so she had like photoshopped ultrasound images that she was pregnant with twins and then said that she had a miscarriage. Turns out she was never even pregnant at all.
Oh, she's batshit.
Yes.
She's nutty.
That's fair to say.
Yeah.
You can't fake pregnant. You can't fake
No.
any medical. Anything
No.
medical, you
Nothing
can't
medical.
fake it.
You're not photoshopping anything medical and being like all right up here.
No.
Yeah.
So her background, Clayton was the Bachelor, and now he's just living his life in Arizona.
Yeah, just getting shit on by Gabby on the internet.
Just getting shit
mad.
on by Gabby Windey. So this woman, Laura Owens, her history is kind of interesting, right? She has some like TEDx talks about being kind to strangers. She works in, I don't know, it's seemingly like
Wellness-y type spaces.
Yeah.
Like motivational speaker type girly.
She had a #1 podcast that was like a self-help podcast called Nobody Told Me. And so she seemed like she had a stable career of trying to help people.
Okay. And then she and Clayton meet. I guess he went on to testify, right? Saying we didn't even have sex.
But she did.
Sucks.
She blew me. She blew me.
Yeah.
So he said that under oath.
Right.
Okay, so they didn't even have sex, but somehow, and then she faked a pregnancy. That's even crazier.
And she lied under oath. Like, he said that under oath, but under oath, she kept doubling down that, like, no, I am pregnant, and that is the baby daddy.
Yikes.
And wasn't it twins?
Twins.
Yeah, she made it even more elaborate.
Two babies.
Two babies. Also, this kind of goes back to that thing of not everybody needs a podcast.
Yes,
you're
very
gonna
much.
do advice podcast. The equipment should be more. You know,
Yeah.
It's like
The advice podcast has to be more. That equipment needs to be more expensive.
It's just
You need
like-
a credential for that one.
yeah, come on.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that. Also, if you start a podcast, I've learned this: the numbers are great at the beginning, so they're
gonna be
They'll
booming.
just give it to
On
you
it.
right away.
Yep.
So the fact that she was #1 at one point, it doesn't really say much.
Hello. Very much that.
Maybe it was during the trial. The numbers were spiking.
We're like, I'm sorry, who is this? Yeah.
She has
okay.
a ton of charges. 1 count of fraudulent schemes, 1 count of forgery, 4 counts of perjury, and 1 count of tampering with physical evidence.
And the physical evidence being that ultrasound that she posted on Reddit. Did I make that up?
She was posting it online.
Oh,
being
yeah, she
like,
posted it
"Clayton
online."
This is our babies. And he's like, we literally didn't have sex. How is that possible?
That's wild.
Like, that's crazy. Like, imagine not even having sex with someone. And like, because I feel like at some point, some men are probably like, possibly might happen. That might be mine. I'm not 100% sure. But being like,
Right.
so can like determine that there's no way, and then having this lady do that seems crazy.
According to a Drake lyric, men in the public eye are legally obligated to take a paternity test if it is requested by a woman, even if they are like, I've never seen that woman, I've never had sex with that woman, blah, blah, blah. According to a Drake lyric.
Well, Tristan Thompson had to do it.
What does that mean, men in the public? How is that determined?
He didn't specify. He didn't say that
Okay.
necessarily, but he said, I'm legally obligated if they request it. And
Okay.
I'm assuming it's because he's him and not just because he's a man,
For
because
sure.
most men don't have to do it.
And that's why he's putting hot sauce in condoms.
Oh my God, I forgot he
How
did
could
that.
you forget?
I forgot he
Spicy
did
Drake.
that.
Wait, can you remind me what the hell
He
happened with
takes
that?
the condom off and puts hot sauce in it so women cannot go in and extract his semen and put it into themselves and get themselves pregnant with his sperm.
Yeah, he never wanted a Dondas.
Grace, please.
Do we not like him right now? What's going on? Just
I have a very complicated relationship with Drake personally.
sounds like a lot of women do too.
Join the club.
You are not wrong at all.
Adonis is gonna learn a lot of things as he ages.
It's like, damn, my dad was doing what? Hot sauce.
I'd rather Drake than Kanye.
Well,
as a dad.
and there's that.
1,000,000%.
Wouldn't we all?
So, unlike Drake and Kanye, Clayton's nightmare is over. He posted, right, Hannah? What did he say?
He posted a video and he said, "This nightmare is over. I'm so ready to not have to think about this anymore. I want to say thank you. I think that's his lawyer, investigators for serving up justice. They've been incredible standing by my side." But honestly, this video gave me the ick again. I was like, I felt bad for him for a little bit once I was like, oh my God, this lady is taking advantage of him and she's photoshopping ultrasounds. Then the video took me right back to being like, I want to put forks in my eyes.
What was Clayton like on The Bachelor? Was he a fan fave?
No.
Understood.
And Gabby like read him to filth over and over again. And he was just such a little bitch.
Are any bachelors actually charismatic? Like, are there any that women are like, oh my God, I love him?
Was Tyler Cameron on The Bachelor?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a good guy.
Great guy.
I had it all wrong because I have the same thought of like these Bachelor guys, they're assholes. And so when I met him in Miami, I was like, hey man. And then I was talking to him and I was like, oh, you're not the asshole I have in my head. I'm so sorry. That's my bad.
Oh, he was the guy from Miami.
Yes.
He was nice. Okay, yeah, he seemed nice.
We said that too because Fiona and I were sitting at the pool at one point and he was just laying there, but he was like, hey, what's up? You guys having fun? And we were like, that was so nice of him to make an effort and talk to us, and like not
he's
everyone
like
was
a
doing
normal
that.
dude. He doesn't have like influencer vibes to him. Although he's gained so much popularity and fame from The Bachelor, he seemed just like normal Florida dude.
Dude, he rocks.
Like, he was
I
so
will double
cool.
down and say that. He like
Agreed.
we ended up being pals after that. And he was like he's a good guy. I
Yeah.
had it all wrong though. I felt so bad. I was like, yeah, what's up, man? I'll be mean before they can be mean to me. And that's kind of how I do it. So
Like
that's
that.
Especially with
Those.
all love to Bachelor Nation. Actually, I don't know that, but some of them you're like, oh God.
in our briefing. I thought we were talking about Colton. This is Clayton. I don't know.
It's hard to keep the nation straight.
It really is. Tyler kind of looks like my Hear Me Out Miles Teller.
Yeah.
But like if Miles was really hot, that's what he would look like.
So Miles Teller being a hear me out is kind of crazy because everyone wants to hook up with Miles Teller.
Word.
I mean, he's like a definite fan fave.
Yeah, I got in early.
I mean, not.
Then he got married, and you know,
I took a shot with him one time.
Was he fun? Was he Project X
like
type?
you shot your shot, or you took a physical shot.
Took a physical shot, and he got arrested that night.
Oh.
So he was having a good time.
That's
What
a
the hell
good
did you
night.
do? What?
He
I
was
need
just
more about
drunken
that.
in public in San Diego, and then his like quote to the press was, "I blame Shore Club," which was the bar that we were at. And so we all then Shore Club had shirts that said like, "I blame Shore Club" with Miles Teller's face on it. And we were there that night, so we were like, we gotta buy shirts.
Oh,
So it
that's
was your
funny.
fault.
Yeah.
That he
No, he was already hammered, but he was like, "Who wants shots?" And we were like, "That's Miles Teller. We like, let's go take shots.
course,
Gotta go."
yeah.
Shore Club is like the best bar ever.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's
one of my
also
faves.
so nasty, but so much fun.
Oh, definitely gotta
fun.
check
Is that
out
where you
longer
guys
this
were
weekend.
racing
Yeah.
turtles?
Yes.
Is that the same place?
Goldfish, but yes.
Oh yeah, racing goldfish. Yes.
Yeah, they have goldfish races.
Oh, I love that. Can you bet on it?
I don't know.
I'll bet on it.
Okay, yeah.
I'll get the. I'll rally the troops.
I'm sure you can. Yeah.
After your show in La Jolla,
Like,
you
guys,
do
we're gonna go bet on goldfish.
You do need to hit Pacific Beach bars if you're in San Diego.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
People
And-
would like. I mean, I'm sure like a huge fan base of yours is there. It's just like college fun, divey drinking.
Those
so,
are my
like,
girls.
Yeah, your girls will flock to you in PB.
that'll be
And
fun.
it's close to La Jolla. You just have to pop right down the freeway, and you're like 15 minutes there.
All
And
right.
so,
Fuck yeah. If you come to my show, shots on me. Miles Teller style.
Hey.
I could use some mugshot merch.
That would
Mugshot
be
merch.
so fucking iconic. Moving on to our final story of the day, we discussed The Cuts, I Can't Afford to Hang Out with My Friends Anymore by Emily Gould.
The reader writes about a friend of hers whose name is Amelia, whose parents pay for everything, but is also the girl who will Venmo request you for everything and pocket that money. They want to start saving more and go to less dinners and drinks, but now she's rarely invited to things because she always declines. She asks if she can salvage her relationship with all the girls except the spoiled one, and I feel like this brings up a good conversation just for girls and everyone kind of in this day and age where we have such a spectrum of people's wealth and family dynamics and spending in today's economy.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you have money coming from your parents, like especially now that we're like graduated, living, working on our own, but then you also get some money from your parents on the side, then yeah, you have extra spending money. You got that little extra like comfort. So you might be willing to buy the $25 martini, whereas your friends who don't have that little wiggle room might not be as excited to do that. So yeah, this is a really interesting conversation. I feel like a pillar of friendship for me, at least, is gravitating towards girls who like kind of want to do the same things that I want to do.
Okay.
Meaning like, no, we're not going to a fancy New York City spa when we're getting together and blowing all this money on a massage and facial, because that's not shit that I do really.
Okay.
So it's like, I think you find friends almost who you can relate to in terms of how much money you want to spend and like the activities you like to do.
Yeah.
I feel like as a single girl with a lot of friends who are in relationships, it also is an interesting conversation because there also comes a point where maybe people are getting married and have
Double
partners
income,
and then a double income, and you don't have to spend as much on rent where I'm paying for it all by myself.
True.
Or then on top of that, if you have like a family who will buy you a house, I've seen that with friends too, and they're like, oh, my parents helped me with the down payment, and it's like, that seems insane for me to even fathom.
Same.
So it's just like so many different steps along the way.
Yeah, I know. So it's like, how do you navigate this with friends? The advice that the columnist gives is like communicate with your friends, because when you don't want to lose your social life. You don't want to say, no, I can't come to dinner and drinks. No, I can't come to the movies. No, I don't want to go shopping, blah, blah, blah. Because then people are going to say, okay, she doesn't want to do anything with us.
And that's what the writer essentially said happened to her. Like she kept saying no because she couldn't necessarily afford to go out. And then they more and more stopped inviting her places. And she feels like she's losing the relationships with those girls.
Exactly.
And she doesn't necessarily want to keep the relationship with the girl who is rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she is interested in maintaining the relationships with
Other
her
friends.
other friends who are still hanging out with the rich girl.
Yeah.
I feel like this has to be crazy in New York.
Well, I learned this really early on, even as a kid. Like I was one of the only one of my friends that had a job. Like I've had a job since I was like 14. Like I don't even know if I was like legally allowed to work there. And like I was like, and like my senior year, we went on a senior trip, and all their parents paid for it, and because like that's just the norm. Like they weren't rich per se, but they just had like the extra cash.
Yeah.
And I paid my way for the trip, so to me it was like so much more of a big deal. Like and I ended up being the only one who got food poisoning. Actually, salmonella. It was. I ended up in the hospital. But
oh my god!
You know, these things, they happen. But yeah, I don't know. I learned that I'm somebody who can just be honest about it. Like, guys, like I don't have it.
For sure.
So like you try to come up with alternative ideas, you know?
Right. That's the main thing.
What you want to do is hang out with your friends.
Right. It feels like she's just like kind of resentful that her friends are still doing these things that she assumes they also can't really afford, but they're doing it anyways to hang out with the rich girl. And instead of framing it as like a problem that you can solve by asking your friends to do X, Y, and Z thing that is not that, you're just like, sulking that they're still doing it.
Totally. It's kind of interesting. I've talked to some of my friends and even my dad who doesn't drink, right? And when friends are always inviting you to events where there's going to be alcohol and it's going to be centered around drinking, and you say no because maybe you're not as interested in going, right? And then your friends kind of maybe stop inviting you as much. It is kind of on you to then offer, hey, can we get coffee?
Yeah.
Can we go for a walk? Can we do a picnic? Can we go to the movies? Do you want to come over? I'll make you dinner. I'll do this. I'll do that. Because it can't be a one-way street where people are inviting you. And it might not be something you want to do, and that's fine.
Right.
But like, how can you maintain the friendship by offering another option?
100%. And I also find that when you're honest with your friends, sometimes they start coming over to your side. Like,
Good
to
point.
your point, I don't drink. A lot of my friend group now does not drink either. And I don't want to say I was the first one to do it. But, you know, like,
I mean, you're rubbing off on me.
They did kind of like, they were kind of like, oh, you know what? Yeah. Why are we taking one drink at dinner when we don't really feel it? Like,
We should hang out more.
I'm telling you.
Be a good influence.
She hasn't rubbed off on me yet.
But I'm just like, maybe if she talks to her friends who are still hanging out with the girl and she's like, you know, I can't really afford this. Like, do your finances allow you to afford this?
True.
And maybe they'll be like, you know what? Not really.
Fuck that rich girl.
You're not even fucking. But, you know, they're just like, oh, maybe we can find other things to do that are free. So, like, I can still have fun, but I don't have to be blowing a bag every time I'm having fun.
I also think that just having the open communication with friends, putting yourself in their shoes too, because maybe you do see a different perspective, like you said, about the drinking things, or maybe it's like, I allow myself a certain budget, or I allow myself to splurge a little bit, because that honestly is what makes me happy. So you don't have to like feel so stressed that you're the only one that's feeling that way. And it's like, no, I also feel stressed, but that's where I've decided to allocate my money.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're also not alone in those feelings. But this also made me laugh because I knew a girl and her dad ran like an arena. So she always got concert tickets. And she would fucking get free concert tickets and then charge everyone for them.
That was the point I wanted to bring back again.
Right?
These fucking rich people. That's crazy. I've never heard of anything like that.
Right?
The Venmos of it all, like this girl's parents are paying for things. So she's robbing her friends. But that is something I've never heard before.
No, she would literally charge like high school kids. It'd be like, oh, Justin Bieber's here. And then like her dad would give 6 free tickets and she would charge all the rest of the friends for the tickets.
I'm sorry, that's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
like
for sure.
actually, like what the fuck?
And you know who's probably telling her to do it? The dad.
No, literally.
Wow.
You should go out there. You should go get more because it's Justin Bieber. You get a lot of cash for these.
He's probably like, it's the grind, it's the hustle, go do it. It's like, or you
Unless she's standing outside scalping them herself.
In which case, respect.
Like, I'll have a little bit more respect.
Right.
I doubt it.
No, she's not doing
no
that.
way.
Yeah.
I never had a friend who was robbing us, but I had a friend of a friend who was doing the robbing in college, charging for gas, charging for, like, if she drove you in her car, I guess, my friend told me, she would then charge you.
That's
which is wild. And you're
What
getting
is
money
go-
from your parents and then charging for the gas, but the dad's paying for the gas?
Do you think that it's just because rich people don't have like a sense, like they think that's what we're doing? Like they're like, oh, that's what poor people do, right? You charge each other?
I
Is
think
that
it's a
it?
relationship
No.
to money. I think some people just
It's
kind
an
of...
old money mentality of just being a piece of shit, really.
I had a
think.
roommate once, and she was in charge of utilities, and we would all Venmo her, and it would always be a certain amount. And once I actually looked at the bill and her name, and she was like upcharging us like $20-$30
You're
a month.
joking.
Each, yes, yes. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't realize they must have raised the prices. I just always thought it was gonna be that much." I'm like, "Dude, like that's a few $100 over the past year."
Right.
That's out of control.
No,
Yeah.
that's
I'm
crazy.
like,
You still
now
talk
I'm
to
like,
this person?
No.
Yeah,
Now I'm
no.
like, I don't want to
You
live
should.
with you because what else are you stealing from me?
Right.
That's like grocery money for the week from like 3 people. Like,
Jesus
that
fucking
adds up.
Christ.
Yeah.
Actually, this reminded me, my friend, off topic a little bit. My friends took a bowling class in college.
What?
And they had to pay $5 cash every session, and it was twice a week. Turns out the teacher was scamming everybody, getting $5 from every single student, and it was already included in tuition, and like the teacher got fired.
I mean, yeah. What the fuck is going on?
Did you say this was a bowling class?
Yeah, that's what
let's
I
circle
kind of
back.
couldn't get over that part.
I'm just imagining
Twice a
the
week.
bowling class the whole time.
Yeah, no, they did, because senior year you could just take like your filler classes. and,
Okay.
like, the basket
Oh, this
weaving
wasn't
and-
like an extracurricular. This was just like
Basket weaving and bowling. We didn't have that at my
I didn't have none of that.
I would have taken that.
Did you go to school? Disneyland?
school in Stockton, which is like the opposite of Disneyland.
Oh yeah, full opposite of Disneyland, TBH. But also back to this girl Amelia from the article. It sounds like she's also kind of judgmental about the way that her friends decide to spend their money. And who wants to be spending time with a judgmental girl? Nobody.
Nope.
In the same way that I don't judge my friends who are drinking at all. Like I said before, I don't give a fuck what's in your cup at all.
Yeah.
The girl writing in, you think is kind of judgmental?
It feels a little bit
Okay.
judgmental. Like
Okay.
because you can't do it, you're kind of assuming that your friends can't do it either, and you're mad at them for doing it. And I'm sure that energy is palpable. I'm sure it permeates their friendships a little bit.
It's just like in your 20s, everyone's evolving and everyone's like doing different things. And I think this girl, she's in her own head. And
Yes,
she was
for
just,
sure.
and she reached out to the cut as an outlet. So, I feel for her. I understand what you're saying completely, but I also feel for her. She's at her wit's end. It
No, that's
seems
super
like
fair.
She's got nowhere else to turn but
Your 20s really is that time in life when you start diverging from your friends. Where like your life paths start diverging,
sure.
and that divergence can be painful, and you can definitely feel it. So it sounds like it's just time for her to get new friends.
Yeah,
and do something besides dinner and drinks.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
Try
so much to
something
do.
else.
Yeah, it's hard to admit to yourself, like
Yeah.
you're like maybe branching or whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a special Cheetah Girls edition of Table Read Thursday.
Take your marks. Lights, camera, action.
That's fun. I like that.
Right?
That's cool.
So we're going to do a scene from the Cheetah Girls.
You guys, this is my favorite piece of cinema.
I just saw that you're wearing the shirt. I didn't even realize that at the beginning.
I have on
Bandana.
a cheetah bandana and a shirt, and I have my cheetah print water bottle. Okay.
You're fully decked out.
I'm cheetah down. I've been
Cheetah-licious.
cheetah down my whole life. Cheetah-licious. Very much.
You know, like these scenes bar for fucking bar.
Word
Yeah.
for word, bar for bar.
A little behind the scenes for you
Okay.
guys. We practiced this.
We did.
And you knew every line.
I didn't need the script. I'm off book, baby.
That's great.
So what's going on in this scene? Remind us. And is
Yes.
this from the first Cheetah Girls movie?
This is
Take
from
us
the
back.
first Cheetah Girls movie. And in this scene, the Cheetah Girls have gotten an offer from record label executive Jackal Johnson to come and record a demo. Right?
Okay.
So it's like they don't have all the details. He just kind of casually is like, oh, you guys should come maybe record a demo.
Okay.
Right? The Cheetah Girls leader, or so she thinks, Galleria, is like all in on this fucking demo.
Raven
She's
Simone.
Played by Raven Simone. But the conflict is that the Cheetah Girls were already booked for their high school talent show.
Ugh.
They go to Manhattan Magnet, a school in New York City, art school in New York
So
City.
there is a little.
And they were booked for their talent show. And the winners of that talent show got to do a demo as well.
Oh.
So they're like, so Galleria's like, we don't need to do the talent show. Like, we already are doing a demo with Jackal fucking Johnson. And the rest of the Cheetah Girls are like, ...
We made it.
That's weird. So she has told,
Because they're like, we should do the talent show.
she's like, we should do the talent show. The rest of the Cheetah Girls.
The rest of the-
They have
yeah.
told the teacher who's in charge of the talent show, Galleria has told the teacher that they're not doing it.
They're out.
That they're out.
The Cheetah Girls are out.
And then this scene picks up from that moment after she has told Drink a Champagne, the teacher, that they're out.
Well, so this sounds like a scheduling conflict. It's just you
sounds
could tell
like-
Jackal you'll do it another day,
Right? Something simple like that. But
But
no.
opportunity has arose.
You know, when
Sounds like
opportunity not.
The callback and the championship game and the decathlon are all on the same day.
Very much that. Very
that sounds
decom
familiar.
original.
That sounds like a musical of sorts.
Yeah, right? And to be fair, High School Musical did come because of the Cheetah Girls, because of the success of the Cheetah Girls. High School Musical
Really?
happened, Lemonade Mouth happened, all of the musical movies after the Cheetah Girls are a result of the Cheetah Girls.
It's the Cheetah trickle effect.
Period.
Lemonade Mouth has been getting a lot of chatter today because our producer Emma didn't remember the movie, and we were all like, "Ah, this was such a good one."
Okay, I told our AP that I'd never heard of it before, and now the whole office is roasting me for never seeing this movie.
And now everyone on SiriusXM
I haven't
too.
either.
Okay, thank you.
Emma, I've never
Thank
seen
you.
Lemonade.
Mind
now.
you, these two are the youngest among us. Oh, you know what? And you too. But me and Hannah have seen it at our big age.
Big old age.
Was this the later days Disney
Disney
movie?
adult.
This shit came out in probably like 2012, TBH.
Okay, see,
Maybe 2011.
I was watching 16 and Pregnant at this point.
Baby, I was a whole senior in high school, and I was like, yeah, let me turn it on.
I
Yeah.
think I was getting in trouble for drinking for the first time.
Wow. I hadn't done that yet. So we were on different, we were playing different games.
I was drinking a different kind of lemonade.
Right. Mike's
hard lemonade.
Mike's hard, right.
Damn, those were good.
They were.
So we're gonna bring some sass and some attitude to this reading,
Period.
and I'm gonna start us off. Firstly, I just want to say the name Galleria really doesn't roll off the tongue. Okay.
Galleria.
Wait, can we say who's playing what?
Yes.
Okay, I'm playing Chanel, who's Adrienne
Bailon.
Bailon.
Houghton.
Bailon.
I'm playing Aqua.
I'm playing Dorinda.
I'm Galleria.
Yeah.
Oh, you're Galleria.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's see what you got, Raven. Okay, 3, 2, 1, action. Yo, Galleria, that was really harsh.
Fine, then you can call Jackal. Jackal, we can't do the tour because Rowdy Pout and we've got a talent show.
Well, are we doing it or not? Because I've got somewhere to be.
Then go on, Dorinda. We're going to be doing music anyway, so since you... What? Oh, so since you mostly dance.
You know what? You're right. That is what I mostly do. Whatever.
Oh, girl, wait. I got you something. Wait a second, Dorinda. Look at this. I got you these cute little clippings of outfits, which you could probably put together and hook it up for the next time we see. I'm a bad reader.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Hey, Doe, take it because it's not optional.
And when exactly were you going to go get your personality makeover? Because I forgot.
Hold it down with the whack attack, Doe. We love you, okay? We just want you to look torn up and janky next time. Oh, we do not. We do not want you to look torn up and janky next time we see you, Jackal.
Torn up?
Yeah.
How about this? For torn up.
Whoa. Some people just don't know how they're coming off to others. She'll thank me in the long run.
Yeah. Miss Jenelle, the time is now.
End scene.
Wow, that was electric. That will not be going in my reel.
Fire. Wow, didn't make it to the reel. Damn.
Oh my God, I'm literally crying.
Not my
laughing.
best work. And another thing.
They actually don't want you to look janky.
Yeah,
Right, we do. Wait, don't.
we don't.
Sequoia,
Yes.
you ate that down.
Thank
Yeah.
you. You know.
You had like the higher octave with the Dorinda
That's how
voice.
Dorinda talks. If I'm
It
gonna be
is.
Miss Dorinda, I gotta be Miss Dorinda.
I couldn't channel.
You couldn't channel
That's
Raven.
okay. That's okay.
I put my own Boston spin on it.
You did it
You
great.
look janky.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Hearing
Yeah.
you do like Raven's lines because we had watched the scene before with your Boston accent was actually so funny. I feel like you need to actually include something like that in a reel.
Yeah, no, maybe if we could've-
Hilarious.
I wish it wasn't live, guys.
That's okay.
But that's
You did
Hollywood,
great.
baby.
Very much.
Oh my God. That was really, really funny. Grace, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
And you're going on Dialed In after this. So
I
we get
sure
you
am.
for another hour.
So
that is
stay tuned.
If anyone
Yeah.
has any questions for Grace, call on in.
Call
true.
in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And if you bought a ticket to tonight's show, I just found out it's canceled.
Shit. Well, now you have the night off. You can
Hit the town.
You can go out in
town.
LA, your favorite city.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lovely heaven. Or shitty heaven.
There it is. Yeah.
That is it for today's episode. Thank you, Grace. Follow us at The Daily Dirty and tune in tomorrow as we get down and dirty in the weeds of the biggest stories in pop culture. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye,
guys.